welcome. I know Zoom can be a little bit awkward at times, but it is something nice to have these days with technology. So thank you again for all participating. Just a couple announcements real quick for the chamber while we have people hop on. We will be sending out our membership renewals in June. And I am back in my office again for my office hours. So come by and see me if you want to chat or you have any concerns or comments you'd like to discuss with me. Always open, available, also by appointments. I see Jody just hopped on. Hi, Jody. She can hear me okay, wonderful. And I'm really excited that we're also able to reschedule this meeting. I know this is a big one for our community, that we have a lot of people interested in hearing about the candidates each year. So thank you all candidates for participating in this and being able to log on and do this for our members. I will be recording this, so I'm going to have a link to it for my blast. We send out a Friday newsletter blast each month. So that'll also allow for people who aren't able to log on to participate and listen to what y'all have to say. So I'm going to go ahead and do introductions. I'll just call your name and then hit unmute on your screen and just introduce who you are. If you're a member, tell me what membership you're a part of, and then if not, just introduce yourself. We have a couple more people talking on. Jake, would you go ahead, Jake Long?
I'm Jake Long. I'm running for the North County School Board. I am the director of the TRIO Talent Search Program at MAC. And we work primarily with low-income, first-generation, college-bound students. Do you want me to? We're just doing introductions now, right?
It's introductions, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jeff?
Jeff Levy, Superintendent, North County School District.
Thank you. Stacy? Stacy Wilfong, you're on my top screen.
There's two Stacys. You're going to have to figure us out. I'm Stacy Wilfong. I am also a candidate running for election for the school board, and I am the program director for the radiology program at MAC.
Thank you, Stacy. Julie?
I am Julie Pratt. I am a financial advisor at Belgrade Financial Services, and I'm also running for candidate for North County School Board.
Thank you, Julie. Tina? You have to
There we go. There we go. Tina Miller with Mineral Area College.
Thanks, Tina. Stacy K.
My name is Stacy K. I am Sean K's wife. He is also here in this meeting today. Sean and I have been married for 27 years. I'm a candidate for North County School Board. I am currently a teacher at Potosi High School, where I have worked for coming up on 20 years.
Thank you, Stacy. John Kramer.
Hi, John Kramer. I'm with retired silver-haired legislator, senator, Bonne Terre Senior Apartments, and Bonne Terre Senior Nutrition Center.
Thank you, John. Sean K.
Sean Kay, City Administrator, City of Bonne Terre.
Thank you, Sean. Adam?
Adam Freudel. I am an account executive for the St. Louis Cardinals, and hopefully we'll be playing baseball here soon, but I'm also a candidate for the North County School Board.
Yeah, do you have a tentative date for baseball?
Things are, if you watch the news, it looks a lot more dire than it actually is, as they're leveraging for the pay and whatnot, but I think they'll find a resolution and hopefully we'll be playing at the 1st of July, but no fans, so that's no fun.
Yeah. Thank you, Adam. Alan. Hold on, I gotta unmute you. There you go.
I am Alan Grimminger, and I am also a candidate for the North County School Board in the upcoming election.
Thank you, Alan. Hi, Jody.
Hi, I'm Jody Helms. I'm with Congressman Jason Smith's office.
Thank you, Jody. Samantha?
Samantha McDowell with McDowell Electric.
Thank you. Oh, people are moving on me here. Okay. I have on the screen Jess Harris. You can just introduce yourself and we'll move over to Paul Williams. Are you there?
Yep, Paul Williams, retired. I'm with Heritage Hall and Big River Chautauqua. Both of them are rather quiet right now.
Yeah. Hi, Jamie. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Jamie Manzella. I'm a teacher at North County and have been here for 21 years.
Thank you, Jamie. Hi, Taylor.
Hi, Taylor Lumsden, physical therapist with Potential Therapy Services.
Thanks, Taylor. I have next Donna.
Hello, Donna Hickman, Congressman Jason Smith's office.
Thank you, Donna. I have next Dave Wyatt.
Hi, Dave Wyatt, a pastor at Centenary United Methodist Church.
Thank you, Dave. I have on here Ashley.
Hi, I'm Ashley Douglas. I'm a teacher and coach at North County High School, where I've been for the last 12 years.
Fantastic. Thanks, Ashley. Next, I have Crystal on here.
Hi, I'm Crystal Harmon. I teach first grade at North County Primary. I have been a teacher there for 15 years.
Thanks, Crystal. And Crystal helped us with our bear hunt that we had whenever all the COVID happened and the school shut down. So thank you for that, Crystal.
Thank you for your help as well.
Next, I have Janine or Nicole. I know sometimes they use the same account. Okay, we'll move on to Susie Kwan. Hi, Susie. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, this is Susie Kwan. I'm a partner at Terre-de-Lac Homes. We're custom home builders in Bonne Terre in the private community of Terre-de-Lac.
Thank you, Susie. And thank you all for attending. I would like to go ahead and give Sean Case just a second of our time so he can give us an update on the city and maybe answer any questions that anybody might have for him.
Thank you, Leah. Just kind of give you an update. After our last council meeting, the council decided that we could start opening the city. We are keeping a watchful eye out for COVID numbers to increase. As long as they don't, we're going to continue to move forward with opening things. Behind the scenes, we're still working on our grant process. We're going through the environmental portion of our CDBG grant. Most recent development would be we had to reach out to several of the Indian nations to be able to garner their support and help on the project. Upcoming events, I can share with your constituents that and ours that we're going to have 3 softball tournaments in June. They're going to be held at our sports complex, and they're going to bring in several teams from out of the area, and we're hoping that they will patronize the local businesses to try to help the restaurants and local businesses get moving again. So if anyone has any questions, I'll entertain those right now.
Does anybody have any questions for Sean? Just, you can raise your hand or put in the chat box here. Perfect. Sean, do you know, we kind of touched base, and I did some research today. Bonne Terre census response rate is at 59.7%, which is just under Missouri's average, which is 60.5%. And that's also our Bonne Terre rating, so give yourself a pat on the back, is above our county average. County average is 57.5%. So good job. Spread the news, spread the words. If you know somebody who hasn't filled it out, or if you haven't filled it out, talk to your family. Hey, did you fill out the census? It only helps us in the long run. So good job.
Absolutely. I don't think that the residents really understand how important it is for the census data to get filled out, because quite a bit of money that comes from the state is based on how much population you have.
Yes. And they're not going to know unless we take the time to fill it out, which for me, it only took, I would say, less than 5 minutes online to complete and just send. Real simple, real easy. Well, thank you, Sean.
You bet.
At this time, I would like to see if any of our members or guests have announcements that they would like to discuss with anybody, anything coming up, or reopenings of offices or anything of that matter. I know, Paul, do you have an announcement? You usually maybe want to talk about Chautauqua.
Called off. No, so, just like everything else, Chautauqua is postponed till next year. Hopefully things will be back to normal. We are going to have the same program. We already have contracts and everything lined up, but it just was too iffy to have it this year. But for those of you out there that helped with Chautauqua, thank you very much. You'll be hearing from me next year.
Thank you, Paul. And Susie asks, will restaurants and stores be opened and when? Are there any restrictions? I think we have a lot of restaurants already opening. Sean, do you want to touch base on any city restrictions you may have for our restaurants or stores right now for the city? I mean, I don't believe we have, but would you like to touch base on that?
Sure, Leah. We currently are not restricting what restaurants and stores are doing. We are allowing the county to step in and fill that void.
Thank you,
So
Sean.
basically, we're asking everyone to follow the direction of the county health department.
Yes, which I believe from what I have read is guidelines for social distancing, and they have special guidelines for salons and restaurants and stores that it's not mandatory, but it's just guiding them, recommending them that they could do this or this and implement these kind of strategies. Good question.
Leo,
Yes.
This is Tina, and MAC is currently closed. I'm in my office today, but MAC is currently closed to the public. Our summer semester starts June 8th, and we are still taking applications, and we'll help however we can. If someone is interested in registering for classes, you can go online or you can call, and we'll be able to take care of you.
Perfect. Thank you, Tina. Anybody else would like to do an announcement? All right, perfect. I just want to make sure. Oh, okay, Dave. Dave says we will tentatively resume in-person worship this Sunday. So that's good to hear. Wonderful. All right, I don't want to miss anybody else.
Leah, this is Donna at Congressman Smith's office. I just want to remind everybody that our office may often be closed because we're teleworking, but we are on call and the phones are forwarded, and I can give that number in chat so that you'll have it. We'll be glad to work with anybody with any questions regarding federal issues.
Perfect. Thank you, Donna. And Donna, do you have any updates that may be of value for our members?
Well, I don't have any updates regarding where we are in the next stimulus package. I know they're talking about that. We still have a great many constituents we're working with who have not received their stimulus, those who have been working to try to get their unemployment issues taken care of. And so we've been trying to help the state of Missouri on those as well. The congressman is back in DC today because the House is in session. And so he's been spending a great deal of time in the district and making that trip back and forth as needed.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for that.
Sure.
Okay. Next on our agenda, I would like to go ahead and introduce Dr. Jeff Levy. He's going to just give us an update on our school district in the county, and then also talk about our no tax increase bond issue, also known as Prop S. So, Dr. Jeff Levy, I'm gonna let you take it away here.
All right. Can everybody hear me? Okay. First, I just want to take a minute and I want to praise our food service staff, our transportation staff, and everybody who's worked with Mr. Samples. When school let out unexpectedly because of COVID-19, we recognized that there was a huge need in our community to still provide food service. So working with the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, we're able to go into the Seamless Summer Food Service Program. And since we started that, from the time school got out until May 15th, we averaged serving 700 breakfast and 700 lunch every day. And so we felt like there was clearly a community need, and our people stepped up in a big way to help meet that community need. So we're very proud of those staff. Much like many other businesses, a lot of our staff have been working from home. Our office here has been open, planning and preparing for next year. But a lot of our teachers are working from home, making lessons and all those pieces. I do want to take a minute and say thank you to all of our teachers. We know what a crazy end to a year when you walk out in March for spring break and you don't return. But so proud of their efforts. So many choice boards and individual lessons for students with special needs. All of those pieces happen because of their hard work. And so I feel like as a district, we've really stepped up and done some great things. The last thing I want to talk about is Prop S, safety, security, and students. Several months ago, we began this process of looking at would a bond issue be appropriate, and if so, what projects need to happen. And so we've worked very closely with Insight Design Studio to establish a facilities plan and help us highlight what our needs and interests are. And I encourage everybody to follow the committee called Project Student Committee. We have a significant amount of information out there that includes images of what entries to buildings would look like. That includes potential projects at each building as well as estimated costs. And so, our goal is to encourage everyone to get out and vote on June 2nd. Prop S is a great opportunity for our district to come together and show unity. It's a great opportunity for us to make sure that our buildings are secure for our students, our staff, and it's also a great opportunity for us to continue to be fiscally responsible and show our community that we are good stewards of their money. Any questions for me?
If you have a question, just please raise your hand and unmute yourself about the Prop S. And those of you who are not on video, if you want to type it into this little group chat box here, I can convey that question to Dr. Levy and he can explain or elaborate on it. Okay. Well, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Levy. One thing I think the chamber could do is maybe share the project committee's Facebook page and see if we can't get our members to look at that to gain insight on the Proposition S.
That would be wonderful. Thank you for the chance to talk about our school. We're very proud of what we do and being able to serve our community.
And thank you so much for participating and being able to take time out of your day to log on and help us participate in this. And we know how important it is to get some of the messages that we have out there. And thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce our board meeting, not our board meeting, our North County School Board candidates, sorry. The first one, I'm just going to go down my screen here. I have Jake Long. He's going to be first, just 5 to 7 minutes. Just explain yourself. You don't have to go that long, but if you need that much time, by all means. I'll give you the spotlight here. Give me just a second. All right, here's Jake.
My name's Jake Long. I grew up in both Bonne Terre and Deloge. After graduating from North County High School, I joined the U.S. Navy. Once I got out of the Navy, I joined the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, and was a union electrician for nearly 20 years before making the change to education. I hold a bachelor's degree in secondary education, social studies, with a master's in education, and currently pursuing a doctor of education in higher ed leadership. My wife and I have been married for 23 years and have 2 daughters. My oldest has graduated from North County and will be a sophomore at Maryville University in the fall. And my youngest will be a sophomore in high school. So we're busy doing all of those family activities. You know, I started out saying that I did not have an agenda. Well, that's not necessarily the case. I think we all have an agenda. And my agenda is to work to help the district become financially solvent. We all know that there are financial issues, and there's been a lot of decisions made, hard decisions made, to better that process. So we've got to get out and vote in favor of Prop S to help get these projects done. The safety and security issues are the utmost important. I believe that transparency is key. We've got to talk to the constituents. We have to continue to build our community partnerships and integrity. This is not about any one individual. The school district is much greater than any of the 7 collective board members, and that's what we have to focus on. My background, my education has led me to this point. I believe that I am very prepared. I've been a union job steward. I've been a foreman on projects. Now, as the director of the talent search program, I have a budget of just over $750,000, and there are hard decisions that have to be made. They're not always popular, but we have to explain the situation and make the best of it. So I would appreciate everyone's support on June 2nd. But if you have any questions, I will take those now. Nope. I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
I apologize. Thank
That's
you
good.
so much for that. It really is amazing how many leaders we have that are truly care about our community and are interested in volunteering their time and putting forth all of their great qualities to take lead in our community. So thank you all again for that. I'm going to introduce our next one. I have here Julie Pratt is my next one. Let me
Hi,
put you right.
Okay, thanks. I want to just thank y'all for giving me the opportunity to speak with y'all for just a few minutes. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Julie Pratt. I was born and raised in Bonne Terre. I have been married to my husband, Bruce, for 25 years. We're both North County graduates. Bruce is the electrical instructor at Unitech Career Center. And together we have one daughter, Katrina, who graduated from North County last May. So as you can see, I have a direct experience with North County, first as a student, then as a spouse of an employee, and as a parent. So the reasons I'm running are fairly simple. I'm running, one, because as a financial advisor, I've got over 20 years experience in the financial services industry. I don't like to boast on myself, but I was told that's what you do when you're running for an election. So I've won multiple awards for outstanding performance. For the last 5 years, I was awarded the A-List Advisor Award for being a top producer, along with winning Best of the Parkland in 2018 and 2020. I've served as treasurer for the Bonne Terre Chamber of Commerce, the Deloge Chamber of Commerce, 6 years on the Budget and Finance Committee at Esther Baptist Church. So I feel like I can bring my knowledge of budgets and finances to our district during this critical time, especially with state cuts looming. It's even more critical to have financial intelligence and sound decision-making, which is what I know and what I do. I enjoy leading. I enjoy giving back to my community, and I'm committed to public service. I raised my daughter showing her that a life spent in service is a life well spent. And I served as president of the Bonne Terre Chamber of Commerce, and then 8 years as a board of director. served 3 years as a board of director for Deloge Chamber of Commerce. I'm currently the Bonne Terre Parks Board chairman. So I understand how a board works. I know what it takes to make a board successful. And I understand that a board's job is not to run the organization, but to make sure that the organization is well ran. I have proven that I am a reliable board member. I've chaired several events over the last 10 or 15 years, from blood drives to 4th of July events to backpack fundraisers. When I see something that needs to be done, I just figure out a way to make it happen. For example, when North County had to suspend classes due to COVID-19, I was immediately contacted by concerned citizens that were worried about the backpack kids. So a group of us got together, organized, collected, and distributed food for not only the backpack students, but also several hundred families in our district that were also in need. We were successful in feeding these families for several weeks. I feel like we're at a time in our district where we need someone like me on the board. I'm thoughtful, I'm a balanced leader. I'm confident that my experience, my knowledge, and my commitment and problem-solving skills will serve the district well. For those of you that know me, you know that I'm a hard worker, good listener, I am a problem solver, and I'm also a forward positive thinker. The reason that I became a financial advisor was to help others. The reason that I became a foster adoptive parent was to help others. I feel like the role of a school board member solidifies this calling that I have. I am passionate about ensuring that the kids of North County receive the very best education opportunities that we can provide them. Schools are the backbone of our community, as you all know. They produce our thinkers, our leaders, our active citizens, and I want to ensure that the needs of all of our children are being met. Our schools have to ensure that every child is provided an engaging educational environment that encourages individual growth and learning, all the while pushing to look at new and innovative ways of doing things that will prepare our students with the knowledge and the skills that they're going to need for the future. I want to give our students a safe, healthy environment where they feel empowered and accepted. Statistics show that 74% of educators that have students who come to school on a regular basis hungry. I want that to end. I am excited to envision working with parents and students to continue to build a strong school and a strong community. You know, the students of North County, they never cease to amaze me with their intelligence, their enthusiasm, their creativity. So we owe it to our students to model a board that works hard to set and meet goals together. We've got something really, truly special here at North County. We've got exceptional teachers and staff who are truly invested in helping all of our students succeed. As the wife of a teacher, I know how hard our educators work to help our students achieve their full potential. And I am truly impressed and just want to say thank you to how our teachers and staff rose to the challenges that COVID-19 has presented to them. I want to represent the district that I love. I want to build our community for the future. I need your vote to do this. So in closing, those of you that know me, you know I'm honest, I'm always willing to listen, I'm open, and unfortunately, I'm very direct at times. I'm a huge advocate for financial solvency and transparency. All the while, I want to protect our taxpayers from needless spending. So I'm going to ask that you support the bond issue, Prop S, that we're going to be voting on Tuesday. This no tax increase will allow us to pay off existing leases and fund capital improvements that are badly needed in our district. So let's build our district for the future. Let's give our students safety and security, and vote for Julie Pratt on June 2nd. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Julie. Next up, I have Adam Prodel. Let me get you on spotlight here.
All right. Thank you guys for putting this on and having this Zoom. I know it's a little different than what we're used to. I'm kind of getting used to these Zoom calls as I've been working from home since March 10th, I guess. So it's kind of hard. I'm not really cut out for work from home. I'm too social of a person. And right now I should be with my 40,000 closest friends at games in St. Louis. So, but anyways, for those of you who don't know me, I am Adam Freudel. I'm a 2001 graduate of North County. My family here has been in the district for over 40 years. I had 3 siblings that also graduated from North County. My sister Wendy in '89, my brother Tom in '92, and my brother Matt in '98. So I'm sure most of you have either crossed paths with them or myself at some point over these 40 years that we've been around. So my wife Brittany was also a 2005 graduate of North County. We've been together for pushing 9 years now, I guess. After high school, I attended Westminster College in Fulton, Missouri, where I graduated in 2005 with a degree in finance and marketing. During my senior year, I began working in banking and continued that for my first 3 years of my professional career. In 2008, I made that transition to the sports world and began working for Learfield Sports in Jefferson City, Missouri. I worked out of the Learfield corporate office for 3 years prior to moving to the University of Missouri and Mizzou Sports Properties. I spent 2.5 years selling corporate partnerships at Mizzou before being promoted and moved to the University of Wisconsin-Madison. After a year in Wisconsin, which was the coldest winter they had in 50 years, so wasn't really cut out for that cold, but I was presented with my dream job of working in the front office for the St. Louis Cardinals. So not only did this allow me to work for the sports franchise that I have adored my entire life, but most importantly, it was a chance for me to move my family back home to the town that I grew up loving. This chance to share my memories of this community with my children is something that was a huge factor in us returning to Bonne Terre. You all know the feeling when you're passing through the store and you see the friendly, familiar faces from your childhood. I wanted to share the Friday night football games, the Central Christmas tournament memories we all have, just to be here at home with all of our family and friends. North County has always been a huge part of my life. I love this school and this community. This school is what began shaping the person that I am today. After returning home, I quickly knew that I wanted to get more involved and do what I can to help this school. I have 2 children, my daughter McKinley, who will be starting 2nd grade, and my son Grayson, who will be starting pre-K this fall. I want the best for my children and all the other children that are attending North County. Because of them, I am personally invested in the well-being of our district for the next 15 years. These children are the greatest asset we have in this community and should always be our #1 priority. So just to give you a little bit of a peek into a couple of attributes that I feel that would make me a great board member, my professional expertise is in revenue generation and building brands. We all know at the end of the day, revenue is what directly affects the success of our district. Retaining and recruiting the best teachers cannot be done if we aren't competitive with our pay. We have to do everything we can to position our district to be at the forefront in this region. Now, we all know the primary dollars we have in our budget come from our local, state, and federal tax dollars. But we have many other ways that we can generate revenue to help supplement those dollars and to help the overall budget. My background in revenue generation can be a vital asset to helping to pinpoint these dollars and to work to create revenue streams that aren't currently being capitalized on. The second strength I have is in developing and improving brands. We all know that the Raider brand is not in the best shape right now. We need to work to make this a desirable workplace for teachers and faculty and to attract new students and families to the district. We can do this by working together to promote a positive environment and coming together as a community instead of always working against one another. We have to control our story instead of letting others to tell it for us. I believe that I can be that bridge to help close the divide in our community. One characteristic I think that you'll hear from any teacher, coach, or employer is that I'm a very level-headed person. I'm not afraid to share my opinion, but I'm very open to talking through issues, knowing that I'm not always going to be right. We need a board that has differing opinions and differing strengths, but also has that ability to work together to come to the best decisions for our district. Having too many of the same mindset and beliefs can lead to complacency and allow things to slip through the cracks. We should all be able to challenge each other in a civil manner, respecting the opinions of others and being willing to talk through these issues and come to the best resolution as a group. But at the end of the day, we all need to stand by one another and the decisions that are made. We need a group that'll challenge our superintendent, push them to be their best, and keep a strong checks and balances system in place. With everything going on in the world right now during this pandemic, we have some very important decisions to make in the coming months in regard to the safety of our children and our employees. I believe my unique background will give a different perspective that is needed for our district, a background that is much different than anything we currently have on the board. We have a great group of leaders stepping forward in this community, and I truly hope that you will consider me to have a seat at the table and let me be a voice for our community. If anyone has any questions, wants to get to know more about who I am or what I'm about, just please reach out. I'd be happy to discuss any topics or answer any questions or anything. So reach out on Facebook, find a way to get a hold of me. I'd be happy to have a cup of coffee and talk through everything. So one more thing I do want to touch on before I finish is please do your homework in regard to Proposition S. More than ever, this tax increase, no tax increase bond issue is huge for the security in our district and the safety of our children. So please get out and vote yes for Proposition S. Thank you all again for allowing us this platform to get to know us a little bit better, and please go out and vote next week. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Adam. And that also reminds me, if you candidates could please type in the chat box your name, email, and phone number, that individuals can get a hold of you and reach out to you if they do have questions or want more insight. If you could please put that in here. And also maybe email me some information, and I could put on our newsletter blast for people to have that link to you as well if they do have questions. If you don't mind, I think that would be a great idea. Thank you again so much, Adam. Next one I have here, Alan. Alan, let me put you in spotlight here. All right.
Hi, good afternoon. First, I'd like to start by thanking the Bonne Terre Chamber and Leah for hosting this event and allowing all of us a few minutes to get our messages out to the public. I am Alan Grimminger. I am 59 years old and a 1978 graduate of North County and a lifelong resident of Deloge. I've been married to Becky Crawford Grimminger for nearly 39 years. That's her name in the corner. That's not me. I'm on her computer. She is a 1980 graduate of North County, and she is employed by North County Schools as a secretary in the special education department. We have one daughter, Ashley Douglas. She's a 2003 graduate of North County and now a veteran teacher and coach of the Raiderettes at North County High School. We have one granddaughter, Isla Douglas, soon to be a fourth grader at Parkside Elementary in Deloge. As you can see, we are, as a family, North County Raiders. I've been employed for the past 35 plus years by Mineral Area Office Supply as a sales consultant and an account representative. I've also worked for the Walmart Corporation as a sales associate for 17 years. And I've been very, very proud to be the voice of the Raiders for Raider football for the past 20 years. My community involvement activities include being elected to 2 terms on the Deloge Board of Aldermen. While on the board in Deloge, I sat on many committees, including Budget and Finance, the Fire Department Board, and Recodification Committee, where we rewrote and organized city ordinances and city codes. Additionally, I chaired the committee that wrote the new sick leave policy and vacation and insurance coverage policies for all of our city employees. One of my priorities, if elected, is going to be focusing on our teachers' needs, the needs of our support staff, and ultimately the needs of our students. Our teachers are not only educators, they're counselors, nurses, mother and father figures, a friend, or a confidant. In some cases, they may be the only positive person in their students' lives. They serve students who have seemingly perfect lives and some who live in conditions that are unimaginable. Teaching is not like any other job. Teaching requires so much more in preparation, concentration, self-control, and caring for others than any other job that I can think of. Our teachers and staff deserve respect, admiration, and gratitude for showing up and giving their best to their students every day. But most of all, they deserve to be fairly compensated for all of the things that they're required to do and for the things they do that are not required. We must find the resources to pay our teachers and staff competitive salaries and provide them with the support and materials necessary to prepare our students to take their next steps in their education. Additionally, I want to either expand on or create a new open door type of policy where teachers and staff can speak to any board member or administrator and express their concerns and professional opinions without fear of retaliation. By doing this, I believe we can create a sense of unity between the board, administration, teachers, and staff of our district. I want to strengthen our anti-bullying policy for this district. I want this policy to include language to deter physical, verbal, cyber, and psychological bullying practices. This must be a zero tolerance policy. A matter of great importance is our upcoming bond issue, Proposition S. This bond issue is vital to the financial health of our district, and I ask now for your support of this no tax increase bond issue. Our board administrators, teachers, and staff must start finding ways to work together to heal the division that exists in our district. Our common ground is our students. What kind of example are we setting for the student body of North County when it's evident that we can't set aside personal feelings and act in a professional manner for the betterment of our district? This separation of views and goals must be fixed. I believe that at this difficult point in time, that as a district, we are being tested. And sometimes we're tested not to show our weaknesses, but to discover our strengths. Let's pass this test and show our students what a strong district North County can be. Finally, no matter who you vote for on Tuesday, June 2nd, please vote. Be a part of the process. Voting is one of your most basic rights. Please exercise that right. I'm Alan Grimminger, and I am asking for your vote for North County School Board on June 2nd. And again, thank you to the Chamber of Commerce. If anybody has any questions for me, they can send messages via my Facebook page, Alan Grimminger for North County School Board. I don't know where the chat box is on this thing to type into it, so I'll have to search for that here in a minute and find it. But I do appreciate the time today. Thanks to all of the other candidates for taking time out of their day so that people can get their views as well. And Leah, once again, thank you for hosting this event.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to participate with us. If you don't mind, what's your phone number? I could type in the chat box right now.
Yeah, it's 573-631-3028.
And then an email?
Email is agrem, A-G-R-E-M 12 @yahoo.com.
Perfect. Thank you so
And
much.
thank you for doing that.
No problem. Thank you so much. And then next I have here in line, Stacy Wilfong. So let me get you on spotlight here, Stacy. All right, and you can have the floor here.
All right. I'm trying this from my phone now because country living and the internet here is not wanting to cooperate today. So hopefully my phone will last this long. My name is Stacy Wilfong. My maiden name is Tiffnauer, and I, like everyone else, have been here my entire life with all of our families being here. I am currently the radiology program director at MAC. So all these talks about the budget cuts with the state and the federal, I'm hearing that from MAC too. So that's something that everywhere is going through right now. I've served on many boards and committees, whether they be through the city of Deloge, the shelter board, different committees at MAC. Through all the jobs I've had, I've held different committees and served on boards when I worked at Middle Area Regional Medical Center also. So I feel like I kind of bring that to the table with it. I'm running for school board this year because I think our kids deserve every opportunity to achieve all the goals that they dream of. I love kids of all ages. I currently am a coach at North County. If I'm elected, then I will resign that. But I coach middle school and high school track and field. I also coach soccer and baseball for my daughter. So I have elementary kids. My daughter's in second grade at North County. So, and my husband and I we've been married 12 years, and we still currently reside in Bonne Terre. Kids are my priority. I love going to school parties and community events just to watch how our kids interact with others, and they're our future. So that's where we have to stand with this. I think the hard job right now is going to be for all of you voters out there who have to make a decision, because you've heard all these wonderful people. I know most of the current board members, and I've gotten to know my fellow running mates here if I didn't know them before. And we all bring a different aspect to the table. So I don't think you can really go wrong with any of us. So we're putting the hard job on the voters. I hope that I'm sitting in a board seat to watch North County soar. I feel like the future is bright and we're going to move forward. And I hope that I'm there to help make those hard decisions. I'm willing to answer those hard questions and ask those hard questions to make our district flourish again. I feel like we have some great leaders in place now and we are moving forward. So I look forward to accepting challenges to see what on the board that we will have to accept. And whether elected or not, I will still be here celebrating all the accomplishments of our students in the board and the district as we are moving forward. So you, the voters, have the hard job here right now. With the unknown of the world right now, it's so hard to say what anything is going to happen. So that is another challenge that I look forward to. At MAC, I worked with the radiology kids. So I've got emails this morning that the clinical sites are finally opening up and they're allowing my students back in. So I feel like we should have a party right now because I have been so worried about my kids at school, and there's finally some light at the end of that tunnel. So hopefully we will start seeing some lights at the end of the high school tunnels for the elementary kids too, that we don't have to worry about them not being able to transition back into school and what they're going to eat and all those kind of things. If elected, I promise to make decisions that support learning for all of our students, whether they're college-bound students or they're career-ready students. All of our kids deserve the best. So whether they think they're going to be a doctor or they're ready to go into the workforce, those are the kids that we have to reach. And there's a different path for all of those. Our teachers that we have now are great supporters of that, and they know where to get those people and how to get them into the pathways that they need to go. With that, we need to support our teachers more. We have to get them on a better salary schedule. We have to get them up so we keep those teachers for their lifelong careers. I'm willing to ask those hard questions to make sure that we have the maximum growth possible. And I'm a team player from day one, so it's okay to agree to disagree with everyone else. At the end of the day, we're going to make the best decision with the best knowledge that we have at that time, and we're going to have to support each other through the whole thing. The board needs to be united. We have to make strong decisions that benefit all of our kids, not just a certain group of kids. And we all have the same goal in mind, which is favorable for all the children in the North County District. Our children, I think, all deserve the best, and I appreciate your support for myself and for Proposition S on June the 2nd. Together as a community, it's our responsibility to provide the best opportunities to our children here in Raider Nation. And I feel like we've got a great group that's moving forward, and we should see some success, hopefully sooner than later. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stacy. And do you have a chat box, or do you want me to put your stuff out on the chat box for you?
I already did it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yep.
Perfect.
But I only sent it to Jake, though. Let me do that again. I'll send it to everyone. Sorry.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Stacy.
Thank you.
And finally, we have Stacy K. Let me unmute you here. I'm going to put you on spotlight. Hi, Stacy.
I went first in Deloge, and today I get to go last in Bonne Terre, so no pressure, right? I spent the last, since March 17th, teaching Zoom lessons to kids from 5 different school districts locally, and I'm always the host, so this is definitely a different experience for me, being on this side of the screen. I would like to thank the Bonne Terre Chamber of Commerce for giving the candidates an opportunity to introduce ourselves. For those of you who don't know me, I am the daughter of David Dix and Cheryl Weibel, who are both from the area. My mom was a Deloge graduate in 1966. I attended both North County and Central, and my sister Michelle and I are both teachers. Sean Kay and I have been married for 26 years, and we have 4 children. Emily is a 2015 North County graduate. Drew will be a senior, even though I don't want to admit it. Dad will be a 6th grader, and Sawyer's a 4th grader. So we have spent many, many years in the North County system and have many more to come. Our children love learning. They're active in North County sports and arts programs. Before I get started today, I'd like to start with a story. Last week, I was driving my boys to their schools to return their library books. And on our way home to Bonne Terre, Sawyer, who's 9, said, "Mom, is this election ever going to be over? These signs are on my nerves." And just think, he doesn't even have to mow around them. And then Thad chimed in. He said, Mom, do school boards have polls? Now, you should know that Thad is different than most 11-year-olds. He has presidential hopes. Remember, Thad K for president, 2044. When Thad asked if school boards have polls, he was talking about political polls. When I told him he was going to have to wait until June 2nd to find out who the winners are, he said, just as well. The pollsters never get it right anyway. Just ask Hillary. My boys are competitive, and believe it or not, they enjoy a good political debate. But school boards should be unified and not competitive nor political. After all, we're still on the same Raider team. School boards, in my opinion, they should share a vision and common goals. School boards should work together to set sound educational policy and make difficult financial decisions. School boards should be composed of diverse individuals with unique experiences. If elected, my goals will be first, to balance our budget and halt deficit spending. 2, to increase teacher and staff pay, to make North County more equitable to surrounding school districts. And finally, to ensure that all of our children graduate college and career ready. And I trust that these are all goals that we can agree upon. I believe that all of our current school board members and candidates truly have the best interest of students at heart, but I also believe that I offer North County a skill set that our school board needs, a teacher's voice and a mother's heart. For the past 20 years, I have worked as an English teacher at Fox and Potosi High Schools. On the first day of school, I always share a poem titled, I Wish My Students Knew. Today, I would like to share a revised version I have titled, I Wish the Voters Knew. I wish the voters knew what makes me qualified to serve as North County School Board member. I have spent my entire life dedicated to education, either as a student or a teacher, and yet I also have experience in journalism, business, and social work. I spent 3 of my hardest and most important years as a parent educator with the Head Start program, where I saw families living in conditions that I didn't even know existed less than a mile from my childhood home. I witnessed abused children in deplorable living conditions. I left Head Start to work in a North County behavior disorder classroom with 13 self-contained 5th graders. Kudos to anyone who can stay in a self-contained behavior disorders classroom, because I didn't last very long. But that experience did inspire me to finish my secondary education degree. I have earned degrees from UMSL in English, writing, education, and curriculum. I wish the voters knew my commitment to leadership in education. At Potosi High School, I currently serve as the ELA Department Chair, Literacy Committee Chair, Leadership Team Member, and Instructional Coach responsible for data, care teams, and all things Google. Research is like a hobby to me, and I love to share what I learn. I'm humble enough to admit when I don't have an answer, but I'm tenacious enough to find the answer. Ignorance is never bliss to me. I wish the voters knew my dedication to community. Sean and I have spent all our married lives volunteering in Bonne Terre. Just last night, in the midst of COVID, we still were able to draft several baseball teams for our children to play on. Together, he and I have coached over 1,000 children, mostly in baseball and softball, and we have administered the Community Baseball League for 27 years. As you probably know, Sean's dedication to the Bonne Terre community has grown well beyond youth sports, and while he works for the community, I'm often behind the scenes at home with the kids. I wish the voters knew why I am running for a position on the North County School Board. By nature, I am not a politician. I have never once in my entire life yearned for political power or influence, and to be honest, the idea of campaigning has kept me up many nights. But I do have a voice and I do have an opinion, and if elected, I promise that I will never compromise my integrity or my values, and I promise to act in the best interest of children based on facts and truth instead of opinion. I will never expect my children to benefit from my position either. In fact, my children should know that if I'm elected, they will be held to a higher standard by the community. Just yesterday, someone said to me, everyone has an agenda. If that is true, my agenda is simple. I want to be a servant to all of our children. As a teacher and a mother, I want to use my experience to serve in a way that will unify our committee. I want to serve North County with a teacher's voice and a mother's heart. I wish the voters knew that I have spent my entire life being Dave's and Cheryl's daughter, Sean's wife, my kid's mom. Beyond my family and closest friends, the only people who know the real me are the people in Sean's hometown of Potosi. However, now that our children are older, I feel compelled to give back to the community I live in, the community that I love, our home, North County. I would love to teach here at home, but truth be told, I can't afford the pay cut. And it's time that we close the pay gap, not only for our teachers, but also for our staff. I'm so tired of our kids having substitute bus drivers and always looking for substitute teachers. When I commit to an endeavor, I can promise you that I'm all in, heart and soul. If you want to know who I am, I'm available 24 hours a day. You can contact me at the information I've given, or you can visit my Facebook page. I'm an open book, as transparent as can be, and I am willing to earn your respect and your trust. I wish the voters knew that I would be honored to serve on the North County School Board. During the COVID-19 crisis, we saw the MAAA superintendents work together to do what they felt was best for all our kids. We witnessed teachers working together to develop engaging choice activities for our children to do at home. And we watched North County staff come together to provide thousands of meals for families who rely on our school cafeterias. Our school board needs to act in the same unified way to continue to build our Raider culture with a can-do positive attitude as we continue to overcome obstacles. I am not naive to the challenges that we face in North County, especially in the times of COVID-19, and I know that we will have some difficult decisions to make in the future. However, I am up to the challenge because all of the children of North County deserve a teacher's voice and a mother's heart. My name is Stacy Kay, and I would appreciate your vote on June 2nd. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stacy. And thank you so much, everybody, for attending. I really appreciate you taking your time out of the day to join us today. Finally, I'll just close and let you all know that we will have the recording on our blast. If you have people